Hello everyone and welcome to Imola. It's our Italian Grand Prix. It's round 5 here at RPM and it will be 33, I think it said, laps around the Imola street circuit, not street circuit, sorry. Don't know where my mind was going there. Circuit, 33 laps around the Imola circuit. Here in Season 2, Round 5, Low Gear, and I am joined by Shaq for today's race and qualifying.
Yeah, good evening everybody, thanks for having me on your co-coms, Monty, and yeah, we're here in Imola. I think it's the first time we've been to Imola in RPM. Last season we didn't come here, so it's definitely going to be an exciting race for Low Gear.
Yeah, I definitely look forward to it. I think in terms of in the game, there's actually a lot better chances for overtaking than what there ever has been in real life around Imola, and it really, from what I've seen in the past elsewhere, actually does bring up some cracking races. Although I wouldn't put it past seeing that safety car coming out.
Yeah, definitely. I think it'll be a pretty good race as well. We did a F2 race yesterday, and of course those are drastically different cars, but we did see some overtakes. Of course, in F1 they're bigger cars, but you do have the use of your ERS to aid overtakes. So yeah, I think the overtaking shouldn't be too much of a problem. But as you said, strategy could come into it, because yeah, there could definitely be a safety car, especially because this track is a relatively new track, and the barriers are really close.
Absolutely, and I think what some of the drivers as were on board with the Red Bull of Glee, stunning outlap. The drivers will need to be careful of particular corners. I feel that can be very challenging, particularly this chicane here, very tight, very late braking as well, and you can't run wide out of there because it's actually really picky on the penalties on certain corners. Oh, we've already got a yellow somewhere.
Yeah, that looks like the McLaren of Rusty Oil Can. Oh, is it? Yeah, it was out of the hairpin like corner, so
Yeah.
just showing that this track isn't the easiest.
Yeah, even on an outlap, we've got. I don't know if he's got damage. I think Shaq's got TAS at the moment, so if there's anything needed
Yes.
that way, he's our man to give us the information.
Definitely. Quite difficult on this outlap for Gary coming across traffic, and that could be a problem come the end of the qualifying when everyone's on their fast lap. So these drivers will just have to be careful and try and get out of the way of the guys on the flying lap.
Yeah,
Because
it's
this
quite.
track is really tight.
Yeah, it's a very tight track, and which is good for the race. We've got 18 drivers, but it can cause some issues in these fast and quick laps. It's a minute 10, 12, 13, somewhere around there will be your lap times, and therefore it's quite a short track, and I think traffic will become an issue.
Yeah, definitely. Especially because a lot of drivers will be out at the end of qualifying trying to put in their final lap, so it will be difficult. And Gobi sets off fastest lap so far, 1:17.5. So all the drivers will be trying to beat that now. And everyone on softs as well, so no one going for the alternate strategy just now.
Not at the moment. I think. Oh, and a few other laps coming in. A 1:16.7 from Jones. Maverick 1:17.9. Yeah, just quite a lot of guys finishing off their laps right now. And CDR. That's a very close at the top at the moment. Actually, just a 100th of a second in it.
Definitely, that is very close. Spin looks like a Haas has spun on the exit of the double right-hander, which could be quite a pain on this track. I think one of the most difficult corners to get right is that double uphill right-hander. Very easy to spin, as we've seen from the Haas of, I'm going to call him Jala. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, but
yeah. Alright, I'm trying to find someone that may be on. Oh, there we go. Two teammates, right, right next to each other. It's the two Hasses. Might be a nice little slip stream at the end. And Spunk does go fastest, so 1:16.6. I think we've got someone saying he's expecting a 1:15, maybe for the pole. I'll need some improvements at this point to get to that, but never know, we could get there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we definitely could. And Spink has been a very fast driver. Sabadraka actually goes 4 tenths faster, so Sabadraka on a very good lap. But Spink is also quite a fast driver, so
the Aston Martin driver, and I think it looks like he's actually just going for another one. But let's oh, Cosmo getting a bit touchy on a straight. Now down to the heavy braking zone at the end of the track. Onto the line. Looks like it's been quite smooth towards the end of the lap time, and that does prove that is us into the 1:15, so 1:59 from Cosmo. The track coming to the drivers.
Definitely 3 tenths ahead of Sabadraka, so a very good lap from him on his second lap on the soft tires actually. So that is pretty interesting. Just getting away out of the way of the Ferrari of Ricci, who is also on the lap, and a decent sector 1 from Ricci so far.
Absolutely, this came up as a purple for me. What I would say is Luke in the chat literally said Forza Ferrari as I turned to Richie, and that is very good timing. Because that was not intended. But yeah, it's a continued good lap. He took a wide run into the first part of the tight chicane there, and I think that was deliberate to get a better exit. And let's see, it's down into, I really enjoy this final part of the lap, but it's really difficult to nail it, I think, perfectly. But I think the Ferrari of Ricci has done that very well. Just into second though, Cosmo still the only one in the sub-16s. Yeah,
and Ricci not too far behind. Of course, the Italian driver racing in Italian car and an Italian track, so let's hope he does well today. And yeah, second place not looking not too bad for him so far.
Yeah, not too bad at all. He'll be happy with that with 10 minutes to go. Probably time to improve on board right now with a Williams of Octavio.
Oh, very well there. But it still managed to not invalidate.
He's late again.
Final corner.
Yes. Now that's where you can really mess up. You can have a perfect lap all the way to the final 2 corners, and it's so easy to do that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Big Puggy looks to be on the alternate strategy, or at least attempting it. He's on mediums. Oh well, he's found the gravel trap. He's managed to get away with it.
Yeah, lucky to not retire there.
Yeah, he's gently glanced the wall with his rear, but luckily for him, able to keep going.
Yep, and Jones, our championship leader, 1 point ahead of Matt Johnson, who is not racing today. He's on the lap and coming towards the end of it in 6th place so far.
Let's go to him. 4 tenths up nearly, or 3.5 to be exact. Well, almost half a second up, and goes ahead of his teammate into 3rd. And as you say, with his championship rival unable to make it tonight, this is a good chance to make up some very valuable points to make sure it isn't a close championship at the end.
Yeah, I guess well, today's, yeah, as you said, his best race to make up points, and yeah, I guess no pressure to him, but this track is very difficult, so it's not going to be the easiest track to get a good result out of, but he is a very quick driver. The two Aston Martins both are very quick drivers, so yeah, I think Jones will capitalise today.
Yeah, and I think from what I have been able to glean from low gear, I really do feel like the Aston Martins are probably in there for the a good shout for the constructors, and probably at least one of their drivers in with a good shout at the drivers as well. Here we go, here comes the traffic issue, because I'm on board with the Williams of Mosquita, who I believe has been held up by one of the McLarens through the middle sector.
Yeah, there's so many cars trying to start their laps at the end of sector 3 there.
Yeah, there's quite a lot going on. Goey being one of them, but he's kind of clear of it. Who was that just went quicker? Was it Spritzy? No, someone's just went quicker and went up. Sorry for missing who that was.
I think that was Westy. I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah, it could be. I'm actually on board with Westy right now. He's already up 3.5 tenths in the first sector. Ferrari's looking not too bad actually tonight. It's both of the Ferraris in the top 10, both Aston Martins in the top 10 at the moment. Red Bulls and Alfa Romeo's struggling a little bit as Westy invalidates in the middle sector. He was half a second up as well, so you'll be disappointed on that.
Yes, that would have put him around P6 then. And a lot of drivers going for 2 runs on their soft tyres, so I think that's just showing how difficult this track is to get perfect. Because having to go 2 runs on softs isn't the ideal strategy for the race, but
no, absolutely
yeah, I guess
not.
they're having to do it just to make sure they get a good lap in.
Yes, this race is certainly, from my memory, a one-stop. But it's really would you rather take the track position and be further up the grid in the qualifying, which seems to be what most, if not all, of the drivers are deciding with the softs, or do you risk it and go on the mediums so you've got the softer tyre at the end of the race? And it is usually, I would think, a medium soft, this one, or a soft medium.
Yeah, definitely. But with all the drivers currently on softs, I doubt anyone's going to go on mediums because they're just going to lose out so much at the start of the race, which definitely is not ideal.
Yeah. Well, we'll find that out for certain later. Even Big Puggy, who was trying to... Oh, there's a sinful getting out of the way. Who was trying to do the mediums, but we've seen what happened. He lost all grip around this corner, actually, last in that attempt, and nearly completely ruined his qualifying. He is struggling, is what I can see through that first sector, as he continues to try and set a time. Now I'm expecting a good time. His teammate not doing such well, a 1:43 is quite a bad time.
Puggy's about 3 tenths off the pace in the first sector.
Okay, so I am now hearing that it's a wet race.
Yeah, it is.
So
I forgot to mention that actually.
I usually don't really want to know. I tend to ignore that, but I kind of missed it. But that does explain why there have been so many laps on the softs. And it also explains why no one's doing the alternate strategy.
Yeah.
I also think it's going to make it even more difficult to overtake around this circuit.
Yeah. Did you want to know the weather pattern? Puggy's spun again in the same corner.
No, I just went off board. There is he. Oh, that's not him. Oh, there we go. Not looking too good for Puggy, especially if he's struggling in the dry. I'm assuming that this cutting through, I've seen a few drivers do it, so people might want to have a little look. Cutting through the chicanes and corners on their laps into the pits or on their outlets. I don't really think you're meant to do it, but I can see if you have.
Yeah, I guess they're just trying to get to the pits as fast as possible, which, I'm not sure if that's allowed, but I guess that is the steward's job to decide that one. I'm not sure if you are a steward.
Mid-gear steward, not low gear, so I'm fine.
Well then I guess we'll let all the low gear stewards decide that. Would you like to know the weather pattern throughout the race, or should I keep it a surprise for you?
Well, let's ask the chat what they want to know.
What do you guys want to know?
Yeah.
Because I do have it up.
You do have it.
Yeah, but if you guys want it to be a surprise, then that will go.
Now, if Backer says yes, we say no, though. That's the one thing.
Back on.
Just seen the Williams going to 5th. Jones is struggling a little bit. He's in 6th, just setting the lap time. Spritzy down to 7th. He invalidated a lap very early on. Unfortunately for him. Oh, and I'll go on board with him, and he's spinning. And thankfully, I don't think getting anybody's race. Sinful's off track as well.
Westy's off track as well.
Oh, Westy. He's down in 12th. Oh, and he's had a big one, and he's almost cut. Oh, and he's retired on. How do you? I didn't know you. Okay.
That was a confusing few events.
Right, so that all happened at once. Right, just remind everyone, make sure you're only doing one thing at a time. Oh, Maverick hits the wall after finishing his lap, or hopefully finishing his lap, because he's having to go again. It's getting a bit hectic at the end of this qualifying session. We'll have to switch to the top, because this could get interesting with Puggy in the pits, and Johnstrom, I keep doing that sometimes. It's because I used to call him that. A 1:15.9 goes top, and Cosmo can't improve because he's in the pits, and Puggy can't improve either. He's in the pits. He's getting his 5th. It's Richie and Zab that we have to keep an eye on. Who is going to clinch this pole? And could it come from nowhere as well from Spritzy? He isn't too far behind either. I'm on board with Richie.
Yeah, definitely the Italian driver, as I said earlier, so he'll want to put on a good show for us tonight. But Jones going pole, really capitalising on his championship rival not being here.
Yeah, and he was struggling a little bit earlier, I thought too, but he's pulled together one lap that's pulling it off.
Definitely. It's still really close between the top drivers there.
Now let's go to Spritzy. It's 2/10 down, which is not really going to be good enough at the moment, but we'll see. He needs to improve by 3.5 tenths. He's now down to 8th as Goi sets a new time as well, putting himself into 5th.
Yeah, but in this sector, if there's somewhere you want to improve, this is the sector, because it's got heavy braking zones, so he'll want to really make it neat for the final 2 corners. He goes a bit wide out of the last corner, but let's see what he does anyway.
Yep, on board, got to watch the Alpine. He does improve up to 4th, not quite good enough. Back on board with Richie, who invalidated. So it's Zab. I don't think anyone's going to beat Jones to the pole, but can his teammate join him on the front row? No, he did. Well, he does join him in the front row. He does nick the pole though, and then crashes into the back of a Haas.
Oh no, what's going on? I hope he doesn't get a penalty for that, because
Oh,
Wow,
that would be
that was a
cruel.
really quick time.
Yes, so he got all his extra time that he gained was in those last two corners, which you said earlier is where you make up a lot of your time, and it is an Aston Martin front low lockout, but it's not Jones that's on pole, it's his teammate Zab.
Yeah, but the Aston Martins will have to work together because you've got Spritzy in P5 there. I don't know if there's well, I don't know if there's another Alpine driver on the grid. There's not, but Alpine are second in the championship with Aston Martin first. So Spritzy will want to get in there and try and stop a win from the Aston Martins.
Absolutely, and Cosmo and Richie in between have a look at the Ferraris. My fellow Scott, unfortunately, in the other Ferrari down in 13th right now, but hopefully he gets a good race. You can see the grid order for everyone else as well, and we're looking forward to having a really good race up and coming, and go and give us the tale of the weather that's going to be coming.
Yeah. And like I said, it will be interesting to see who took a wet setup, and they might be slow in qualifying, but in the race, they might be really fast because it is heavy rain for the start of the race, so that will come into the hands of all the wet setups.
You're certainly correct about heavy rain. That is for certain. Look, they're just going to struggle getting traction out the pit lane. So
Definitely.
let's see. We've got a quick ready up. I kind of hope that was the host that did that, because there's always wee tweaks, especially between qualifying and the dry and qualifying and the wet. There's changes to your front wing and things like that you may want to make.
Yeah, of course, and just the strategy and your fuel load that you put in as well.
Absolutely, fuel load. You can probably go a lot lighter, a bit lighter. Not entirely sure. In the wet, all I'll say is I'm very much hoping that it's 32 laps, not 33. But that's okay, unless we count the formation lap as a lap, which I should have just said that, shouldn't I?
Well, all the drivers on wet, so if you somehow can't see the rain, well, you've got confirmation from all the wet tires, so no intermediates, so no one going for a crazy gamble. So everyone on the same tire, so it'll be all about the raw pace at the start of this drench race, should I say.
Yeah. Okay, there's no real point in looking at the predicted pit stop strategy because, well, we never know. We might end up on inters at some point, or as you've seen there, if it does stay full wet tyres throughout the entire race period, we're probably going to see a zero stop race. But will that work out if anybody gambles with taking a pit stop, and how much quicker will they be? It might turn into another one of those the kind of like the race we had in real life at Istanbul.
Well, yeah, it could definitely turn out like that. But if drivers try to go to the end, will they make it? Because tyre wear in the wet, once you start to wear out your tyres, they're going to wear out even faster, and 32 laps is a long way to go. So it'll definitely be a gamble if the rain stays and drivers want to go to the end.
Yeah, I think some of the drivers will be hoping to go to the end. What I have a feeling about it is exactly what you're saying. They'll just wear out. It makes you slide more. It makes you more susceptible to actually having a mistake and possibly going off or crashing. So you might not want to risk taking very worn tyres, no stopping. But we'll see how that actually plays out as the front of the grid is pulling onto the start, and the back is still coming through the final corner.
Yep, it'll be an interesting start. Of course, the wet, so everyone will have to be careful into turn one.
Absolutely. The turn one could be, well, it could be carnage. Let's just Let's hope not. But and to be fair, yes, I know I'm very good at jinxing things, so no one say that if it
Well, let's
happens.
hope it
Okay.
does go well.
Right. 2, 3, 5 lights. And away we go with the Aston Martins, and it looks like Zab has got a really good start at the front. Is he going to let his teammate through? Possibly not. And in fact, it's Cosmo up the inside, but he backs out last minute, and it's Richie keeps the position. We've got a few 3 wides in the middle of that, but you know what? It looks like, I was about to say something, I might be wrong. Nope, it looks like everybody's got through that safely.
Yeah, that was a bit sketchy with the Red Bull going with the sausage curbs there, but it seemed to make it the yellow flags.
Aaron's head-offs, and it's the Haas and Maverick at the back. They've both been off as well. So back to the front, I guess the question is, will we see some team play between Jones and Zab, or will this be played out fairly?
Well, we do know Richie is very consistent, and I feel like he will have the pace in the lane. So Jones, DNF.
Octavio's out.
That's a virtual safety car then.
Yeah, there's a few drivers. It was the corner before what I seen, but there's a few drivers over the grass at the chicane. But yes, we got a virtual safety car.
Yeah, and of course the track being so tight, it will be difficult for these drivers to race wheel to wheel in this heavy rain. But Richie really close to Jones, and as I said before, he's very consistent. So
yeah,
he will be quick in the rain, and the Aston Martins, I feel like they might have to work together just to keep Richie behind.
Absolutely, and the 3 that I did see go off early on are the 3 that are in the pits, and the virtual safety car is gone, and it's actually Richie who's had a great start. So Spritzy at that point as well, but yes, Richie's had a great start, and now he's challenging Jones. Pretty close. I bet you wish they had DRS now.
Definitely. Yeah, but yeah, they're gonna have to try hard not to tangle because Spritzy's right there as well.
Oh, this is interesting. If you haven't noticed, Maverick and Haas driver, don't know how to pronounce that. Oh, Spitzy's off.
Oh no.
I think he's off on his own, and he's having to wait for basically the whole field to go through. That's a big shame. After having a good start, it was Cosmo that dropped positions to 4th.
Yeah, Cosmo has dropped down.
But yellow flags again, and that is for Spritzy again. I think he's overheated his tyres. But we're on board with the Ferrari in Italy.
Yeah, and definitely showing his pace, getting closer and closer to Jones each lap. And yeah, I think you were going to say something about the intermediate runners at the back there.
Yes, I was. I think, yes, you're right. Keeping an eye on them because, well done. We got an attempt to overtake round the hairpin at the end of Sector 1, but having to stick behind. But yes, the intermediates, are they quicker? And if you look at the Haas driver, yes they are. Because he's now under 2 seconds. So in certain parts of the track it looks like they are quicker, and in other parts they're probably around the same. Which means you're probably better being on the inters. But the guys at the front won't actually know this.
Yeah, they won't know it, and I think everyone else around them is on wet, so I don't think they'll bother to pit. Until the rain gets a bit lighter.
Jones had a bad run through the chicane, and that is going to give the Ferrari of Richie a run down into the end of the track, but just placing the car in the right places as the Aston Martin driver.
Yep, Jones defending very well there, but now Richie's going to have slipstream all the way down into turn 1.
Yep, here we go. Slipstream ERS. And he's not going to make it too difficult. He's actually up the inside, but not close enough, and probably backing out a little bit there. But because of all this, we've got the tops, the down to 6th place now in a queue here behind Jones. Oh, and someone's in the gravel a little bit there, but survives.
Yeah, and well, you were saying the intermediate guys are fast, and the Haas is already near enough within 1 second of us, the oil can.
Westy's starting to come back through the field. He was almost ahead of Sinful in the Mercedes as Sprink goes through into 8th as well. We're going to try and cover as much as possible here, but we've got a big battle at the front and a big battle in the middle. And Cosmo's lost 2 positions. Yes.
Yeah, he might have gone wide at the exit of the double right hander, and he nearly goes into Mosquito there. Mosquito going a bit wide.
No! Traction in the wet, and he's going to have to wait. He can't just rejoin. There we go. And that is a big shame. Cosmo drops right down, and everyone continues to close into that battle, because we're even getting, in fact, let's go to the front. It's because, okay, this is now interesting. Both Aston Martins in the pits. Zab onto Inters. Goey keeps going, and so does Richie. Jones.
Puggy's on Inters as well.
Puggy on Inters too.
Oh no, he didn't. I was going to say he jumped Jones, but he didn't.
No, they didn't. In fact, let's see, has people jumped? This could be getting quite interesting, but I think they've made the right choice. Yeah, no one's jumped. Well, actually, no, Big Puggy's jumped a few people, I think, but that may be because some of them didn't come into pits.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking he's jumped them, but he hasn't. Rusty. Where did Rusty go off?
Oh, yeah, I think into the...
Oh, yeah.
I think he might have retired in the pits. Yeah.
In the pits it is, yep.
And, well, the intermediates are definitely faster because the rain is getting much, much lighter now.
Yeah, it is visible, and like it Zab, he's played smart there.
Definitely. Jones has lost out a bit though, lost a bit of time because he had to maybe wait a bit because they've double stacked, but Richie will definitely be wanting to pit soon. Well, this lap maybe.
Definitely.
He's going to lose out a load of time.
Here comes... Yeah, there we go, and 2 positions made on the straight by Zab, just passing those slower on the wets. It's only Goey, I think, that's continuing. Westy into the pit lane as well. Taya continues actually, so both Red Bulls are comfortable on the wets, but I don't see it being quicker, and Richie is going to... Oh yeah, he's
going to come up behind Jones.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, it's close, that was very close, and Jones going to try and go up the inside of Spitzy, who is holding him up quite a lot. And
Big Puggy just switched back as well, and nice. Richie's coming. I'm watching this all from Richie's point of view. That must have been such dramatic. Nearly collected coming out of the pits.
That was very close.
Yeah, I think he must have backed off, if I'm honest. Else I think it would have been a 4-way crash on the straight, which would have been epic. I'll say that, but not great for the rest of the race, or the drivers for that matter. Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely close, and I think it nearly happened in the F2 race. I kind of did the same thing that Spitzy did. So Spitzy, I think, calculating it quite well.
This is Jones. Is he double overtaken into that? He has. He's got past.
But he did. He cut the corner, but he got away with it there.
Yeah, it is questionable. For definite, a little bit of lag kicking in there, but it's like, Cosmos went really deep, and that's allowed Richie and that's like 3 cars past, in fact, Down to 8th. Cosmo really struggling on those wets and into the pits he comes. Goey finally comes into the pits to change. But here comes Big Puggy on Rishi. He's trying to find a gap round the outside, but not quite managing it. Switch back again. I think he has. He's pulled it off.
That was mega. That was like 3 switchbacks in one, and it's got passed into P5.
Absolutely fantastic move. And Puggy now trying to get the McLaren round the outside of the hairpin, and he's got the run. I know he's on wets, but that's still a cracking overtake once again.
Yeah, man. Richie's gonna have to try and get past the McLaren or Spivey as soon as possible. Spivey goes wide, and Richie might get the switchback.
That's allowed the switchback, or else he could have lost a lot more time there. I think it's worked out well for the Aston Martins, but it's certainly worked out really well for Puggy and Rishi as well.
Yeah, and I think, well, these Spitzy going to favourize are still on wet Spitzy actually, in his spins as well. Same as Cosmo there.
So, yeah, Spritzy is it the same, just getting on the power too quickly, I imagine.
Yeah, and I think these last few laps may well have decided the outcome of this race, because a lot of drivers losing a lot of time behind slower cars who were on the wets. And Jones really far ahead of Big Puggy now. He was about half a second a few laps ago, and now the gap is 2.4 to Jones.
Yeah, absolutely.
Between him and Big Puggy.
I think if we're just keeping an eye on Goey and Sinful, they're having a little battle here, but it's respectful and smart driving I'm seeing going on as they both catch the Haas driver at the moment. Spitzy still on the wets. I don't know if he's thinking more rain to come, and that's why he's staying out, but he's losing time.
And positions. But I think the rain, it looks like it's getting drier and drier. So if it goes to dry, then I guess Spitzy was just trying to do the one stop as opposed to everyone going on intermediates and then pitching again for soft tires or mediums or hards or whatever dry tire they choose.
Yeah, we just seen the difficulty of the overtaking on this track. Absolute much better run for Goey out of one of the corners, but just Sinfuls went off and just decided that for him. But there we go, Goey up to 6th and losing a place to Westy as well. But yet Goey got a better run on Sinful, but just had no room to actually overtake. But then Sinful breaks too late into the second to last corner, and that ends that battle. It's now between him and Westy.
Yeah, and I think that the downhill left-hander is really difficult, because in the rain and it's downhill, in the dry it's difficult, and in the wet it's always going to be much more difficult. So these drivers having to pay extra attention through sector 3 not to go wide.
Contact. That's Cosmo hit the back of Oteo into turn 1.
He has got damage, 28% wing damage in his front left, so he's going to have to pit.
Yeah, definitely, and you can see just how much quicker the two Haas's are now. Cosmo not having a good race of it, despite his really good qualifying. So...
No, and I think this happened last race as well in France. And I think in France it was wet qualifying in dry race. This time it's dry qualifying on wet race, but still Cosmo unfortunately struggling with it. I think it's spun as well.
Well, he's lost possession, so I'm going to guess that he's spun, but yeah, a bit of a struggle going on for some drivers as it looks like the weather continues to dry as Jones runs wide, and that's going to give Big Puggy an easy... he's actually side by side, not past. Side by side through this corner. What a battle here, side by side, and just continuing to be like that all the way to the hairpin. and through the hairpin, but Puggy's got it. Puggy got the move done, but that is almost all the way through the first sector without any contact. Great racing by the pair of them, but Jones not having the best race pace in the wet. And I would say, backers asking for a weather update. I think you're giving a good enough hint to say that it will dry out at some point.
Yes, it definitely will dry out.
So I want to look. There's a couple of wee battles at the back, whilst we've got.
Spritzy has paid for Inters.
Yes, at long last, Spritzy comes in. Obviously, we've got one of the Williams is disconnected, unfortunately, and is holding up. Like the AI is holding up another cars behind them, which is a shame. It's actually not quite stopped training, but it's definitely getting towards those dries.
Yeah, definitely. And well, Jones, he's not had the perfect pace, but as you said before, his championship rival isn't here, and he's still, as it stands now, he's going to get 30 points on Matt Johnson. So it's not all doom and gloom for him.
Yeah, I'd also say, I think as it gets drier, because I have a feeling that he has got a dry setup on, I think he'll get quicker. And it could really pay quite interestingly if for those. In fact, Oteo is onto the mediums. He's in the pits, in his Red Bull onto the mediums. It looked a little early for that.
It definitely does, but I'll keep an eye on him and see how fast he is compared to the others.
Oh, yellow flag.
Spring.
Is it Spring?
Yeah.
Oh, there we
damage.
go. And having to let other cars through. Luckily, there's quite big gaps, but see, there's where you would slam on a pair of mediums and think, well, let's see what I can do. Let's hope it's okay. But that's a shame for him. The leaders continue on for another lap. Let's go to the battles though, and behind.
Yeah, well, Altea's been lapped now, so he's going to have to get out. It's the way of all of the drivers here. I said he doesn't get in the way of Richie. I'm
not watching that quite, but we'll have, no, Richie's managed to get through. There was yellow flags there for a split second though, so...
Yeah, that was just Altea getting out of the way, I think.
Yeah, I think it was myself. So, oh, there we go. Spring in the...
enabled.
DRS enabled, but Sprinks just came in the pits and fitted a new set of inters.
So I think that could, well, ruin his race. He's surely going to have to pit again once the race dries off even more.
Yeah, well, definitely, especially as his teammate takes a penalty and then slams on the mediums. Zab kicks it quite well as well. He's in for medium, well, probably mediums. As his teammates coming in, Big Puggy. Everyone's going to be streaming into the pits.
Yeah, you can even see the sun coming out in the pit lane.
It's actually going to be quite good for Atea because it will allow him to unlap himself. Puggy's on the softs. I can only imagine he needs to pit again.
Yeah, it will be a gamble. Big Puggy is fast, obviously coming down from mid-gear, so maybe he's trying to do the two-stop and see if that works. But track position is pretty vital around this track.
That's another penalty, I think. Did Big Puggy have to take a penalty, or is the game just showing me that he was in the pits when he wasn't? That's what I think was happening.
Yeah, it's just thing happened to me.
Alright. Gooey, it looks like he's the guy that's just like, I'm staying out for no reason and losing bucket loads of time. Because you can see his inters are only 5 laps old because of how long he stayed in the wets. Now he is in the lead now, but that's not going to last very long.
But I'm guessing it's going to pit soon because it's not raining and the track is bone dry. There's
Yes.
no puddles inside. So he's gonna have to pit, definitely.
Absolutely not. I can't see all the gaps, unfortunately, so I don't know where everyone is as compared to... Oh, look, the two Red Bulls are... there we go. There goes going into the pits. He's not the only one still on inters though. There's still two other drivers.
Smithy's on the intermediates as well.
Yeah, Spritzy's still in the inters. Hopefully he'll come in. Goalies, I said, might actually work out for him. Look where he's... Maybe
He's coming out of the pits now.
And he's going to be just behind Richie. Between the two Ferraris is where Goey comes out. That has actually worked out somehow really well. Oh no. Again, don't say it.
Oh no. It's commentators cars.
I said don't say it. Oh no. Goey, he's still in sixth, by the way, even with that. So he's just lost his place to Westy, who would have got him anyway, because he's on softs. So moving away from my commentary curse yet again, it's going to be very interesting, as half the field are on the mediums and the other half they're on the softs. What's going to work out is Spritzy comes into the pits.
Well, as you said, I'm guessing the soft runners will have to pit again with, what, 16, 17 laps to go. I doubt they're going to be able to make it.
Yeah, Cosmo's just got a penalty for ignoring the blue flags, and he's on the racing line. That's not how you get out of the way of the guy ahead. Or the guy that's trying to lap you.
Especially... Oh, is that Westy you're talking about?
No. Cosmo was on the racing line, and Puggy was trying to lap him, and he's coming after Zab very quickly because of the difference in tyre.
Well, guess that didn't impinge on Puggy's pace too much.
Oh! Okay, well that's yellow flags, Puggy. Gotta let him keep the position. Oh. Okay,
oh, wow.
Yeah, better exit and Zap lets him go, I think. I think this really shows, like, even though Puggy has came down from mid-gear, I believe, it's very even Stevens in terms of pace, and I say that because this is Puggy on soft, Zab on the mediums, DRS of course now enabled as well, which is good for overtaking, and yeah, it's still really nicely poised for the race.
Yeah, and well, Puggy, he's going to have to pit again, but Wolf, very close Chuggy there, but from the start, he's made up 6 positions there. He's had a really good race so far, and I think if he keeps the pace up, he really is in for a good result for his Mercedes team.
Yes, there's a few mentions of the Ferraris. Who do seem to have decent pace. They're now in 4th and 5th. Gleek somehow in 6th, even with his spin out at the pits. So it seems to be going quite well. So I'm not even sure who it was. So earlier when we made our big noises of gasping because we almost seen back markers taking out the front too. I'm not even sure who it was. It was either Spritzy or Cosmo having a spin, and luckily everyone was able to avoid it. There's nothing much I can do about an actual spin happening. Oh, this is Cosmo racing Zab for some reason. He's already got a penalty for ignoring blue flags.
Well, I guess if it's faster, then he's in the right to overtake. But only if it's faster.
And he can't hold up the guy behind doing it, which Zab's lost 2 seconds.
Oh, okay, well. Yeah, that definitely isn't the ideal thing to do.
And he's continuing to lose time actually, it's almost 4 seconds, I hope he's not got damage.
He's got damage?
No,
yeah, I get you, okay. Well, he doesn't have damage.
He's just losing time for some reason, as, the Ferraris, I think they may have come together.
Yeah, Richie losing out there quite a lot.
Yeah, Richie's spun, or had a crash with his teammate, or just spun, because that would not be a very nice discussion to be having. But hopefully that's. It's a shame for Richie, who's been having an amazing race today, but Wesley up into 4th place. The gaps are quite big right now, which is a bit of a shame for us.
Yeah, well, I would be interested to see what happened between the two Ferraris. Of course, Wesley is on the softs and Richie is on the throw tyres, but yeah.
Ooh, when Richie nearly loses.
Yeah, I did see that. Struggling, I guess, on overheated tyres. But yeah, as you say, mixed tyres here, so the grid will start to spread out a bit until the soft runners do peerage, which I think they will have to, because already it's been 4 laps and the soft runners are about 20% tyre wear. So
20%. Yeah.
They definitely will have to pit.
Yeah, it seemed like a bit of a mistake, but you can see the gap that Puggy is filling out at the front as we've got another car off. Let's have a look. No, it isn't.
It's not.
It's Goyi, and now he's being caught from behind. There we go, thanks for giving our gaps a bit lower. No offence to the Red Bull driver. And someone else, is that maybe the same yellow flag actually? It's a bit weird.
Yes, it is.
Because it was clearly already cleared, but yes. So maybe it's time to watch Sinful and Goey fighting over 6th place, and Maverick's only just behind them. So we'll see what comes of this. DRS for Sinful, but he's too far behind right now.
Yes, you do have to be quite close coming out of the last corner, because as long as the straight seams, it's not that long. So you do have to be quite close to the car behind if you want to make a clean overtake into turn 1.
I don't think we should be looking too much at Sinful for realism in this. He's got 17 seconds penalties.
Wow.
Someone just said that it was Rick just saying to me, what's the penalties? I did not realise that was the state of the penalties myself. Yeah, that's very unfortunate. Is it Sprunk off, or is that just a glitch? Because he seems to just drop down the order.
Yeah, I'm not sure honestly. The lobby doesn't seem at its finest state right now.
Right. Timing screens are going haywire. Yeah, completely haywire. I don't know what's going on. Yep. Oh, for goodness.
But
let's look at the front.
To restart, then
I think it's just the timing screens. Here we go, back to fixed.
There we go.
Sorry about that, everyone.
Jones and Westy both have penalties, so they're going to have to get a move on, because if Richie gains 2 seconds on Westy, then Richie could take P4.
Yeah, Richie's been falling back ever since he's spun, but I think his mediums will be quicker now, and saying that, yeah, he's starting to kinda bring that in. Maverick is also in this battle with Sinful and Gouy, he's not got any penalty, so right now he is, now he does get a penalty. Hey, more commentators' curses.
Oh no.
That one's his own fault, he ran wide.
Well, to be fair, Sinful has 17 seconds, so I don't think he's going to lose that much from the penalty.
No, I was more meaning Gouy. He would have got ahead of Gouy into 6th at that point. We got Angular, I guess, and the Alfa Romeo catching on Spivey or CG. I'll just say CG, much easier. And the McLaren.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and pronounce this Alfa Romeo Oglap. Mr. 47. He has had quite a quiet race, but he's made up a whole 6 positions from the start, so he's obviously having a pretty good race.
Oh, and there was Sinful making a mistake getting in the gravel, and that's allowed Maverick to make the turn, the overtake into the hairpin at the end of this first sector. Maverick now chasing after the Red Bull of Gouy to try and get that 6th place. 1 minute as Cosmo just makes a fair overtake on Otea on the main straight up into 12th.
Yeah, and of course they're both going to the end, so Otea will want to get pink penalties now. Yeah, the end is going to be the end result might change it if that's going to be interesting. And Cosmo gets another penalty as well. So Cosmo's on 14 seconds, which is quite a lot.
Yeah. No, yeah. There's a few drivers really struggling out there. We've got 8 seconds, 14 for Cosmo, 17 for Sinful. Cosmo, at least one of them is for ignoring blue flags. So, because I've seen that one popping up. I'm not really sure what Sinful's struggles have been. 17 seconds.
I'll try to have a look.
But
I'll try to see what's going on with him.
So there is discussion in the chat about the gap at the front. Puggy on those softs definitely is quicker earlier. The gap seems to be similar up, not really increasing or decreasing. So yeah, Puggy does seem to have the advantage.
Yeah, his tyres are on 40%, 45% on his right rear, so the rear is really seeming to be taking a beating around this track. And with 9 laps to go, you think he can make it to the end if he looks after his tyres?
Yep. Now Boris was just asking if any of us were using TAS. It's obviously you've got TAS, so yeah, that's
yes.
Interesting. But we are whilst we've been talking about that, we've been watching Sinful catch up to Maverick again. Maverick actually losing time now on those softs. That's how bad it's getting. And actually, there we go. Puggy is now in the pits.
Oh wow! Yeah, so he's gonna go down to maybe P3 or P4 even.
So he's gonna need to get some overtakes done.
He will if he wants to win this race, because well, Jones is going to be quite the way up the road, and so is Sapachaka. Yeah,
and those two, they'll fight for this, because it's back to being an Aston Martin 1-2. Westy in the pits as well, so Rishi will take that position right back, 4th place. Ferrari's going to miss out on the podium here at Imola, which is a bit of a shame for them, but Westy's actually fallen quite far down. I'm interested to see how fast Puggy is, because he's going to be super rapid on these fresh softs compared to the other guys' 10-lap-old mediums. Yeah, we've got a race to come, definitely, between these top 3. Yeah. I don't think... well, Jones has actually caught up with quite a bit between between when they first pitted, because it was really it was really close, and then the pit stops kind of stretched out the gap, and it's back to like 4 seconds. I don't think Jones can win this race now, but I think Big Puggy definitely could.
Yeah, and well, Stinful has got his 17 seconds worth of penalties, all from multiple warnings, so I'm guessing that's corner cutting and track limits, unfortunately.
Yep, it will be, although 17 isn't a multiple of 3, so...
Yeah, something else had to have... Well, well, something else could have happened, or he could have got a 5-second penalty removed in the pit.
Absolutely. Sorry, go ahead.
How do you like your maths there?
Yeah, well, thank you. I was actually just about to watch... Almost had a contact coming into the pits. I was just watching the battle between the Alfa Romeo and the Mercedes. Not the Mercedes, the McLaren, for what is now 10th. It's now a battle of the pit stops. Oh, and that was close, but it is the McLaren keeping the position. CJ keeps the position, and they actually are now behind Cosmo. But as you've said about other drivers, they'll be on the faster soft tyre. And they're losing a lot of positions. Oh!
It's quite a train forming right now between Altea all the way down to Ugrap. And the Esprit again cutting off the McLaren right out of the pit, so being quite audacious there with his moves. That could have ended badly, but luckily it hasn't. And Puggy, it does have a lot of pace. Now 4.6 behind Jones, with fastest sector 1 and 2 and 3 as well. He's got the fastest lap.
Yeah, he will get the fastest lap. I'm just not quite sure he's going to have enough laps to get both. I think, here's my prediction now, with 6 laps to go. I think Zab will just about be able to hold on to this win. But I think Puggy will be fighting him at the end.
Yeah, well, this soft will start to wear out towards the end, so Puggy might not be that fast towards the end, but yeah, I think, same as you, I think he will definitely be pressurising Zab towards the end of the race. So
Spritzy on the main straight just sails past Latia, so I just wanted to cover that.
No. So yeah, Spritzy up into P. Ooh, 311, then getting a tanks up, and Altea goes straight past. Oh, Spritzy spun!
Oh, he's out. Oh. Is he? Has his back? No, he is out.
On the gravel there. You saw on the gravel.
I was on board with Altea, who also ended up on the gravel. But yes, Spritzy, it's only a yellow flag right now. It's very close to the end of the race.
It could be, we could see a safety car.
Safety car.
It's a safety car. So this is Big Puggy's race to lose now, I think.
Sorry. I can't help but laugh.
Wow. That really turned on his head.
So, a very late safety car.
Reminds me of a certain race.
No, let's not. Let's see, will we let the no, let's not get into that. So this is going to really back up. This could give Puggy a good chance. Will the Aston Martins pit? Zab is in the pits. And Jones is in the pits as well. Big Puggy's got to get the track position, I think. Yes.
Yeah, he will, but the 2 Aston Martins will be breathing down his neck.
So they'll be on. Oh, some of the drivers just avoided being lapped for good. But yeah. So yeah, Big Puggy now leading the race, but you'll have Zab and Jones right behind him.
Yeah, well, there is a lapped car in the way, and I don't think I don't think the game allows a lapped car to overtake other drivers, and the
No,
hash of
it doesn't.
Jella,
I don't think we'd have
he does.
enough. He had
Yeah,
what?
the hash driver did go past, and he'll
He's,
have to try and go past the safety car now, but it's not working. So there'll be a lapped car right in between Puggy and the two Aston Martins, which will really help.
yeah,
Puggy.
that'll help Poggy out. I would say I don't think there'd be enough time in the race to legally let that happen anyway, but that's another matter.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. He's going to get disqualified though.
Yeah, it's good. He did.
Yeah, but you've only got 2 seconds to get back behind the safety car. You're not allowed to do that in the game.
Yeah, I think Puggy did try to let him through, and it just didn't work. Unfortunately.
Puggy can let him through the safety car.
For the hash driver.
Yeah, Puggy can let him through if he went off the track, and the other guy could take the possession. And then you've got to wait a couple of seconds before the safety car will let you actually overtake. I've seen it once before where it actually did work out. But you've got to do it properly or else you'll just get disqualified, which is a shame. So everyone, no surprise, is on the softs. Puggy on 3 lap used. Let's actually have a look. The penalties will probably be a wee bit different yet. Sinfo's dropped one of his 5 seconds that he must have got earlier, so looking a little bit better for him, but you know what, this late safety car's really going to screw him over. He's going to drop quite a few positions. So it's 3... Who was that?
I think I'll tell you. I think he was trying to do the same thing that Joe did, just get out of the way.
Well,
because he was lapped.
It's stupid.
I'm not sure if that's allowed, but you know, in my view, it's just gonna help out all the guys who aren't lapped, because it is a bit distracting and quite annoying to have a lapped car in your way while you're trying to race right after the restart. So I get why he did it.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a little bit of a conversation of exactly what did happen there. It's already happening in the chat, so we'll just leave it at that for now.
I guess the Lurgia stewards will deal with that.
Yep. As we hopefully get ready for a restart, we'll have to wait just a little bit. Good of CDR, knowing that he's already got points for 13th, he's sticking exactly where he is. And Westy spun! Westy spun behind the safety car. He'll just have to retake the position where he's in. Oh, that is gutting.
All the way down to P10.
P10 from P5, I think he was in.
The Ferrari boys are having a really good race. That is quite a shame. And yeah, really unfortunate, just...
Yeah. Backer just saying the... My bad. Backer just stating the rules that the lap car should just sit there and wait for the restart and go again and let people them. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Let the cars behind them lap them. They get points anyway. Obviously, they wanted to unlap themselves, but that isn't within the game.
Unfortunately not.
And it has actually slowed. All that happening has meant that we've had a longer safety car period. We won't get another. We will not get DRS, but I think we'll get 2 flying laps at the end of this race.
Well, this is going to be interesting. I'll tell you the tyre of Puggy: 20% on his rear compared to 9% on Zab's rear.
The Lake should have been looking after their tyres a bit better than what they have.
Yeah, well, that is a big difference in tyre wear. So Zabadreka, after being on the front foot, is now on the back foot. Jones still does have a penalty of 3 seconds, so Ricci could get could be in a chance of the podium as well. Then
Ferrari could actually get the podium that it looked like they weren't going to get here at their home circuit in the hands of, I believe, Italian driver as well, Ricci.
Yes.
So let's everyone's caught up, unfortunately, for the Williams driver. He's been lapped and he's stuck in the middle of the pack, so hopefully that doesn't cause any issues. But we do have the race director giving us the safety car is in this lap, so that'll be lap 31 and 32. Let's see who can win this one.
32 laps, so yeah, everyone on soft. Some people on one soft, some people on less soft.
Sap get really close to the back of Puggy, even the side of him. Sort of. Well, that looks
Puggy's
weird.
gonna have to go late, as late as he can.
Yeah, it's a long slipstream. In fact, I think he's going to still be giving away a slipstream to Saab, and he is. They're both using ERS, of course. Move into turn 1, but yeah, he's defended it well. It's Goey that's got past Richie into turn 1, up into 4th place.
The spin out the back. Cosmo's gone all the way off. So I think he tried to avoid the McLaren or Spazio and miss Greta, I think his name is.
Yeah, I think that's happened.
But yeah, Puggy keeping his lead on Sabotaka, and as you said, no DRS. So that will help the Mercedes driver a bit.
Yep, and this is going to be really close. Zab doing actually a good job to relatively keep up with Puggy, but he's now dropped beyond the second, so Puggy's got this race, which is good for him. The safety car actually really giving the Mercedes the win in this race.
And Gory also has the penalty of 3 seconds, so if Richie just stays within a decent gap, then he could still inherit the podium, but he is dropping back a bit and going to be under pressure from the Maverick,
who's also got 3 seconds, so as long as he stays within 3 seconds of all of them.
But the Maverick will slow down Richie and he might lose the chance of a podium.
Yeah, that could absolutely happen. Yellow flags. It's Big Puggy! Oh my god!
It's out of the chicane where he crashed in qualifying.
It is, it's the exact same chicane, but he's just pushed that too hard and he's done himself in. Sorry he missed that, but it looked like he was running away with it. And now, well, look what's going to happen. Zab's let his teammate through. And now he's got for the championship. And Goyi, we experienced a bit of lag unfortunately, but Goyi, Zab, who's going to try and hold him up to make sure his teammate wins. All he needs to do, I'm just looking at this, Zab could still win this, and he's backing up the field.
Yeah, he is, for Jones, and Gory in the podium. That is really unexpected. Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy to see Gory in the podium, because I haven't seen him in the podium for a long time actually.
We're coming to the end of this lap, and it's going to be Jones taking the win. Goey comes across in third. He drops to 5th, and it will be Richie that takes the 3rd place, and Jones in second. Zab still gets the win, didn't manage to back up quite enough, and takes a 1-2 for Aston Martin. Sprunk somehow gets himself up into 4th. The Aston Martin 6th and the Alfa Romeo 6th and 7th. Westy recovers to 8th. CJ 9th. Sinful 10th. Cosbo 11th. The Williams not finishing, and Puggy somehow crashing out all on his own on the last lap of the race, leading.
But yeah, that was a crazy race, and yeah, really unfortunate for Puggy, but Zabajaka and Jones doing an amazing job, and Richie in his home race on the podium as well. So really congrats to him. And I will try to add the podium drivers for some interviews.
Well, whilst we wait on the podium drivers if they wish to join, that was the event-filled race. That is, I don't really know how to describe what we have all just seen. A late safety car really changing things up as well, just to spice things up at the end. And a last lap catastrophe for Big Puggy, handing the Aston Martin drivers a 1-2 finish, with Zab being the one in that one. And Jones being the number 2 in that one, but with his championship rival not being here, main championship rival, it may change after this race, not being here, taking a good advantage over him. And I don't know if Rishi's in either yet.
Yeah, but we do have Zab and Jones, the top Aston Martin drivers, 1-2. So congratulations to both of you guys. And I guess I'll start with our race winner, Safajaka. How was that race?
Oh man, I almost shit my pants, man. Now on the last 2 laps, you know, when I saw Big Puggy crossing, sorry, oh fuck.
So, yeah, unfortunately we actually missed his crash, but it sounds like that was eventful too.
You know what? Listen to me. We had with John 30 seconds gap, you know, to I think 4, you know, anyone who would that be, you know? I think Richie was 4th. We had 30 seconds ahead gap, and yeah, but the thing with Big Puggy, oh my god.
That must have been a very, very big shock. How difficult was that race, especially the qualifying, the dry qualifying into a wet race? How difficult was that? Because I'm presuming the start was really sketchy.
You know, the qualify, like a qualify, you know, we just send it 1-2, perfect, you know. Oh man, I'm sorry, but I'm really exhausted, you know. I would do it. Oh.
We got a comment from Spinota from High Gear saying that the race at the end took inspiration from Sunday. How do you feel about being compared to that? But I must admit it was very, very good at the end and all throughout. Zab, did you think you had it in the bag?
Do I think I had it in the back or
at any point?
Actually, when Big Puggy pit for soft second time, I thought he would just get me in and Jones, but it is what it is, you know. And we are standing in 1st and 2nd place, and we are happy now, you know. This is it's called motor racing, you know.
Yeah, you got to finish under green flag, yeah. Yes, congratulations to both of you, John. John, how are you feeling after finishing 2nd as well?
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, I thought I was going to get taken by Big Puggy before the safety car, because obviously he had such a good pace on the soft. And then I think I had 20 odd seconds to Richie in 4th at that point. So I was pretty happy to take the podium, and then when the safety car came out I started panicking a bit because I was like, oh, my 3-second penalty is going to really come and bite me back here. And then obviously Zab did me a massive favour last lap by letting me through. Yep. I was just hoping I wouldn't take the win from him. It's nice to see that he got it by half a second. So.
I thought he was trying to give you the win, but there you go. But,
no, that was never the plan. I think it was just to try and get the 1-2.
Did you see that Red Bull in the safety car? You know, did you see him?
Yes, we did see.
That was a close call.
Yeah, that was really good.
I thought Zab was going to be taken out.
I was looking in the mirror, you know, and oh my goodness me.
Yeah, well, you guys are also, of course, Jones, you're leading the championship now, and you guys have extended your leads as Aston Martin in the Constructors' Championship. So, what are your hopes for the rest of the season? Then, seeing as you guys are so fast now.
I mean, we were just kind of hoping we'd do well in the constructors, and then I think we saw the first few races. It was like a bit of a battle with Alpine, so we're just kind of keeping an eye on them. And then obviously tonight was a very good result against them with only, I think Spritzy did he DNF in the end. Was that what caused the safety car? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I was following behind and then I saw someone off in a wall and I had to like kind of
Maybe.
avoid. So
Maybe that
panicking
was
a bit more.
an Alpine tactic, you know. El plan. Maybe that was a plan.
Lull us into a full sense of security early on in the season or something.
But congratulations to both of you for the 1-2 finish. I don't think, unless I can be corrected, Richie has been able to join.
Unfortunately not.
Yep. So congratulations to him for putting a Ferrari on the podium in Italy and being an Italian himself as well. So it's great to see that. Any final words from our drivers?
Just happy and cheers for the comms tonight, guys.
Thank you, no problem.
I love Baker, you know. Yeah.
I wonder if he's still watching. I'm sure he'd love that.
I hope he was watching, you know, because that was huge.
No, he was watching the race. I just don't know if he'll be still. Okay, right. So thanks everyone for joining us, and well done to our podium and of course the Aston Martin team. And thank you for Shaq for joining me tonight for Low Gear.
No problem.
Hope to be back here again. I should know the calendar myself, but do we have a race next week? No. Well,
2 weeks break, I'm pretty sure.
Yes. Okay. So we'll be back in the new year, hopefully with myself, maybe Shaq again, as well, and with another great race from Low Gear here in RPM. But until then, see ya.